Sup, guys, it's me. Uh, mm, how the hell do you say this? I feel like if I say it, I'll end up summoning some eldritch god. Sup, guys, it's me, Ina. In this video, we're going to be talking about the next banners that are coming up in Blue Archive. Global is still following JP's banner releases, well, for some exceptions. The Shiroku Riding, Azusa, and Hanako banners that were supposed to come after Hina swimsuit and Iori swimsuit didn't actually come to Global. So take this with a grain of salt, but it's very likely that they are next. After the Red Winter banners, we get Kotori Cheerleader, Noa and Utaha Cheerleader. Noa and Utaha are reruns, and Kotori Cheerleader is her first banner. Let's go over Kotori Cheerleader since she's new. Kotori Cheerleader is completely different than her regular version, giving up her support role for a dealer role. She's still a striker, but keeping her back positioning. She's now an explosive attack type and a mystic defense type, aka special defense. Now for her kit, remember the names are not official translations, but the numbers are correct. By the way, the screenshots that I'm using are from the wiki and they use JP terminology. Basic skills are called normal skills in JP and enhanced skills are called passive skills in JP. I will be using global terminology, so if you see normal skill on the screenshot, you know it's basic skill. The same thing goes with passive skill. Now that explanation is over, let's now actually get into her kit. Her EX skill is called the Origin of the Gun Salute is, cost 3, deal between 205 and 390% damage to enemies within a conical area, conical means cone, depending on level. Her basic skill is called That's Right. Every 5 EX skill uses increase critical rate of surrounding allies except self by 11.4 and 21.8% for 30 seconds, depending on level. Her enhanced skill is called Please Ask Me Anything. Increase attack by 14 and 26.6%, depending on level. Her sub-skill is called Glad to Be of Service. Every time normal skill buff is applied to an ally, increase own attack by 6.6 and 12.6% for 30 seconds. Stacks up to 5, depending on level. Kotori Cheerleader looks really cute, but her kit isn't great. Using 5 EX skills is easy to activate on her normal skill, but she doesn't get the buff, only her allies. Her sub-skill does give her an attack increase up to 5 stacks, meaning a full 5 stacks, she would get an attack increase of 63%. I hope that math is right. I'm not sure if each individual ally gaining the normal skills buff counts as a 1 stack each. If it is, there's 3 other teammates, meaning she will have a 37.8% attack increase. If it's not, then you have a 30-second time limit to use 5 more EX skills to gain 1 other stack. I know I said it's easy to activate her basic skill because of those requirements, but to gain an extra 12.6%, it's not that good. Her EX skill is an AoE type, but she has some steep competition in the AoE department, as in Hina, Hina Swimsuit, and Megu. I've already talked about Hina and Hina Swimsuit in a previous video. Megu, I've learned, is mainly used in PvP, and you need to be a special type of character to be in PvP. Kotori Cheerleader? No. What about PvE in general? Oh boy, she loses against a lot of characters. Nonomi Swimsuit, Aru, Haruna New Year's, Toki, Toki Bunny, Shun, and the previous characters I've mentioned. Sadly, no matter how cute she looks, Kotori Cheerleader is outclassed in everything. She is a skip. But if you find her cute like I do, then roll for her. I'm not going to roll for her because someone is coming out soon that I really want to roll for. Next up is the returning Noa banner, who is really popular in the community, which I'm surprised she hasn't gotten a costume unit yet since she's so popular. She does have official sportswear art in-game, so we might get her one of these days. Anyways, Noa is a striker, support role, and positioned in the middle. She is a mystic attack type and a mystic defense type, aka special defense. Her EX skill is called Because Speed is the Key to Records, costs 3. Apply focused fire to one target enemy for 40 seconds. Decrease their defense between 21.3 and 40.5% for 40 seconds, depending on level. Her basic skill is called There Are Openings Everywhere. Every 30 seconds, deal between 399 and 758% damage to one enemy, depending on level. Her enhanced skill is called Secretary's Leeway, increase HP between 14 and 26.6% depending on level. And finally, her sub-skill is called Secretary's Commitment. When using normal skill, increase debuff duration between 16.9 and 32.1% for 13 seconds, depending on level. Noa is a great debuff support because she has the highest defense decrease in the game currently in her EX skill. Not only that, she has Focus Fire debuff a part of it too, making her a really good addition to your team when fighting the Mystic Total Assault Gauze. A little side note, the way the Total Assault Gauze works is that in his second phase, he ends up making 3 clones and you need to find the real one. That's why Noa's EX skill is very valuable in that Total Assault. Noa's sub-skill makes sure the defense decrease stays on the enemy or any other debuff when her basic skill hits. For PvE, she's going to be great to debuff the bosses at the end. PvP? No. Her kit is just not viable enough to be in PvP. Comparing her to other Mystic support type strikers, there isn't really anyone that does the same thing she does except for Asuna Bunny. Mommy! Shit. I let my degen out a little. Where was I? Alright, Asuna Bunny. Asuna Bunny's EX skill lowers an enemy's defense between 18.9 and 24.6% depending on level. It also does between 274 and 438% damage to the enemies in a circular area. As much as I love Asuna Bunny, and I love her, best girl right here, her EX skill is a cost 5 for some pretty okay damage and a very low defense decrease. Noa is better than Asuna Bunny when it comes to defense decrease. Noa isn't really a definite role for, but if you're having trouble with Gauze, she would be a great help. If you have a Zuna swimsuit whose banner was previously released and I didn't talk about it, she also has the Focused Fired in her EX skill. It's also a 2 cost. You'll be fine if you have a Zuna swimsuit, but if you want 2 tries at finding the real Gauze, get Noa. If you like Noa's design like I do, roll for her, like I did when her first banner came out. The next rerun banner is Utaha Cheerleader. Utaha becomes a striker in her cheerleader uniform. Her role is dealer and is positioned in the front. She gives up her penetration damage and defense type for a mystic damage type and a mystic defense type. First off in her kit is her EX skill. It is called Ray-chan Mark III Enhance. Enhances the turret for 90 seconds. While the turret is in the enhanced state, normal attacks will deal 115 and 146% damage. Changes normal skill activation conditions, cost 5 depending on level. Basic skill is called Passion Cannon. Every 30 seconds, deal 166 and 315% damage to one enemy, depending on level. Just like where her EX skill states, her basic skill is changed when the EX skill is used. The skill is still called Passion Cannon, but while Ray-chan is enhanced, every 6 attacks deal 284 and 539% damage to one enemy, depending on level as well. Her enhanced skill is called Cheerleader's Passion. Increase attack by 14 and 26.6% depending on level. Finally, her sub-skill is called Cheerleader's Fighting Spirit. When attacking weakened enemies, deal 5.1 and 9.7% of attack as additional damage depending on level. Weakened enemies means enemies with a debuff. So, Utaha Cheerleader hasn't changed at all when compared to her regular self. I'm sure a lot of you are saying, but their kits are completely different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how they're both not good. Utaha Cheerleader's EX skill changes her basic skill into a better version, but it's not a good upgrade. She needs 6 attacks to activate the new upgrade, which is better than waiting 30 seconds. But for only 539% damage? Junko New Year's a free character, meaning she's a 1-star. Her max level basic skill, you need 21 normal attacks for a 700% damage, and it doesn't need an EX skill to enhance it. Utaha Cheerleader's EX skill does make her normal attacks do 146% damage, but it doesn't stack with her basic skill. Then you have her sub-skill that can be completely useless if you don't have a character giving debuffs to the enemy. Her sub-skill only gives you a 9.7% of additional damage based on her attack stat. I'm not even going to go into the math, but only a 9.7%? Alice Maid, who is a top-tier damage dealer pick, by the way, her sub-skill does a 30.1% as additional damage, and it's just 1 normal attack. Also, Utaha Cheerleader's sub-skill needs a debuff to even activate. Compared to higher-tier mystic damage dealers, Utaha Cheerleader cannot compete with them. I'm sorry, but it's a skip for Utaha Cheerleader. But if you like her design, roll for her. That's all of the upcoming banners. I hope you found this video informative. Hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button. Come on, guys, please help me out. I'm begging you. Follow me on Twitter, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Adios, mis amigos.